Hey Duncan, it's obviously super early for you, but can you talk maybe about the difference you've noticed overall in the team system in Edmonton that maybe you played the last few years in Chicago?
Well, like you said, it's early, so just trying to, just trying to settle in as well. But, I think we got a lot of team speed, and, we use that to pressure the puck. A lot of similarities as well, but certainly the D zone's a little different. There's some differences in there for sure.
Jim Playfair told me that he sits down with guys and likes to go over the film, and he'd done that with you first time, and he said you really appreciate it. Well, can you kind of talk about that relationship with the D coach? It's super early, but what you like about Jim and how he's maybe helped you and what you like about his...
Yeah, it's been great. I talked to Jim when I first got traded a couple of times in the summer, just talking about my game and what he sees, and so it's been nice to get that feedback, and then go over video when I got here, and then just talking to him actually today. So it's been good. It's been a great relationship. He has a very great way of I really enjoy the way he communicates. The way we're playing and giving us that feedback. So I think it's been great for myself, all the defensemen really, and just looking forward to continue to build that relationship and keep have some good things ahead.
You're one of the few guys, the two teams you faced, you didn't face last year in Edmonton, or Calgary and Vancouver, so that was kind of new. Tomorrow the Ducks, most of the Oilers haven't seen an American team since, like March of 2020. Does that add a little extra excitement, even though you're professionals, to getting back to playing all the teams again?
I think so. It's been a long time. Last year we played the same teams the whole year, so anytime you're able to travel again and go into other teams' buildings, the fans with them back in the building gives it a great experience as well. But yeah, just playing those teams again and going into familiar buildings, and it definitely adds some excitement to it. Last year was got a little bit old playing the same teams all the time.
Duncan, you've averaged 25 minutes a game throughout your career. Did you have to conserve your energy or learn how to conserve your energy to play that many minutes every night?
I think there's probably a little bit of that, depending upon the game and the time in the season. But every game has been different. Energy level is always kind of different. So yeah, there's definitely some times where you maybe not feeling your best throughout a long 82-game schedule, and you got to be smart and understand that maybe less is more in some situations.
So as a defenseman, the longer you play, you don't always go chasing guys into the corners, expending a lot of energy on when they eventually got to get the puck between the hash marks. Is that something a defenseman learns to, not to expend some energy that he doesn't really have to during the game?
Yeah, I don't know if necessarily chasing the guy in the corner is a time where you want to let your foot off the gas, especially in our zone. But I think the biggest thing is just keeping your shift short, because you know that you're going to get out there again, and the more you roll it over, I think that just keeps your engine fresh and ready to go. Whereas sometimes those long shifts can maybe cut maybe cut into your energy 2 or 3 shifts later. So other than that, though, I think you have to go full out the whole time. Just picking and choosing when you're gonna join the play and things like that.
The reason I ask is Darnell Nurse has played 60 minutes the first 2 games total. That's a lot of minutes. Do you notice that he not conserves his energies, but he plays the right way to play as many minutes a game as he does?
Sorry, question?
He's played 30 minutes on average the first 2 games. You play a lot of minutes when you're a player too. Can you notice any of his similarities in how he plays the game to be able to play as many minutes as he does?
Yeah, well, I think what the thing with Darnell is that he skates so well. He's such a big guy, and I don't know if I've ever played with. I don't know if Siebes was a good skater, but certainly Darnell. I don't think I've played with a guy that big that can skate as well as he can. So right there, that allows him to stay in the play and stay in battles and recover sometimes when he needs to. And he's in great shape, and he can play lots of minutes. So definitely see some of the similarities when he's 26, I think. So he's he's a rock back there for us. And the thing that he brings too is that element of physicality and meanness. And I don't think that can be forgotten too, especially with some of the players we got on our team. That goes a long way. And I've been really impressed with Darnell. I know playing against him, you don't really always get a feel for a player sometimes, but the more I've got to be around him more here and see the work that he's can do on the ice, it's impressive, and it's a huge part of our team.
Do you think Darnell Nurse is a Team Canada Olympic defenseman?
I think he definitely should be in the mix. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who else would be, in the mix over him. You look at the defenseman, I guess left-handed shots, right around his age. I mean, he's right there. He's top of the game. So, I mean, I would take a guy like that for sure on my team. But I know that those guys got a lot of players to choose from.
Do you remember when you first joined that mix? When you went from being Duncan Keith, a real good defenseman for the Chicago Blackhawks, to Duncan Keith, a Team Canada defenseman on the blue line. Did you, I guess I would ask, sort of, what did it do for you personally? What did it do for your career? What were the steps that gave you?
Well, that was the first time that I basically won a major championship playing at the Olympics. So that was a big boost, and obviously to play with some of those great players, you learn a lot from them, guys like Scott Niedermayer and Chris Pronger, but really everybody. I remember rooming with Rick Nash that year, and he had been in the Olympics prior, I believe. So he seemed, he's actually younger than me at the time, and he was a veteran. So you learn from so many guys, and just the whole experience is a big. I think it's huge for your development as a player. And definitely, I know Connor's on that team already, so for sure, I think Darnell's right there in the mix too.
Duncan, I'll have to give you the same preamble I gave Darnell. Usually I'd ask this after media availability, just kind of talking about your hockey stick, actually. In the first decade and a half in your career, you used black tape on your blade, but in the last couple of years, you've shifted to the half white on the blade. Why the change?
Actually, I just picked up, it was Eric Gustafson's stick. I think we were in Boston. I started playing around with it in the morning skate, and I liked it, so I just started to use it.
And it's the same tape job now on your stick now?
Yeah, it's Gustafson's tape job. Same with his knob, too.
Okay.
Not really. I'm a little bit, I can be picky, but maybe I'm not. I don't know.
The knob, how's it different from the one you used before?
Well, it's taped differently. Different material. Yeah. Different feel to it.
You've experimented with the candy cane before on the shaft. Do you ever go back to that?
You got very good observations. Get in there. Yeah, different lengths, different curves, different flexes. Got to keep it interesting.
How often do you change your stick in terms of anything on it?
I don't know. I can't really give a number on how often I do that. It's a lot.
Do you usually experiment in the off season?
I like to experiment during the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Duncan.
Do you experiment more with skates than you do with sticks?
You guys are chirping me now, aren't you? I don't experiment with my skates. I like my skates exactly the way I like them. That's, but yeah, it's an old version. It's an older model. So Tommy does a good job making those back at the Bauer factory.
Thank you.
Yeah.